So, good morning. Today we will learn what is Transfer of Property Act. What is Transfer of Property Act is a very important question and very important chapter in general law for diploma in taxation law or in LLB. So, we will learn about it in very short and detailed manner. When you learn about the definition of property is any kind of interest or right that has economic content. There is a wide definition of it, but to register the concept in your mind, these two things are very important. First thing is every kind of interest or right. Second thing is that has economic content. You can very easily adjust with this concept with help of a diagram. Take this property A, and this property A is given to a person B as a sale. Where it is as a sale, a consideration is received in rupees, which is very high. Because it is a sale, that is why the concept of property is very understandable. But when we can show that it is not a sale, but the person who is given this B is actually tenor, or we can simply say on rent. Where the property is given on rent, this thing is very different than this sale thing. When the property is given on rent, we are giving a right to live there. So this is every kind of interest or right. Interest or right. You can get now this thing. Now we will understand the second thing, that suppose the B, the property owner, suppose the property owner is A. He have a property named A, but he wants some money, so he goes to bank. He goes to bank and said that I want this much of rupees, 2 lakh rupees. So for 2 lakh rupees, bank shows that give me a guarantee for it. So the person gives this guarantee as a guarantee for that. Whereas this given as a guarantee, it is an interest. Bank has an interest in this property, but bank is not taken possession of this property. But A has the possession, but he has given the title deeds to bank, and without permission of bank, he cannot sell that property. Now you had understand the concept of property and dealing. Now we will understand about the why this act has come. This act has come mainly for the immovable property. For movable property, there is another acts, and there are very good, like Sale of Goods Act, which deals in movable property. Whereas in immovable property, it does not include the Sale of Goods Act, but it includes the Properties Act. So, what is a immovable property, and how can we adjust ourselves with the concept of immovable property? Take concept of this. Take this as a land. I draw this land on this paper, but on physically the land cannot be drawn because the land is fixed. We cannot say that just give me your land in my pocket. You cannot take land into your pocket. Land is a fixed thing, and it is fixed to the earth. So why the land is not? So land is taken a different act and not deal in the Sale of Goods Act, because land is not a goods. Land is not an ordinary property. Land has a right. With a land, you can live there, and without a land, you cannot live any country. Suppose I give you permission to live in England, but I does not give you permission to land on England's soil. So even if there is a permission, you have a permission to live in England, you are not living in England. This concept can be easily understood by this current. Oh, so what land include? We will learn about what land is. So land is a earth's surface even covered with water. Suppose this this position is a land. Also this is also a land because there is a land beneath the water. Without the land beneath the water, you cannot say that there is a water. For water to sustain water there, you have to cover the land. Then a column of spaces above the surface. Okay, this is very easy. Okay, suppose this is a land and this is a house built on it, and this is a tunnel under the land. So even the tunnel and the house is a part of land. Even the tunnel under or over the surface, even the tunnel under or over the surface, it is a part of land. Even this air is part of land. It is called column. It is called column. All object above and under the surface, all object placed by human intention to permanent annexure. Annexions means attachment. Suppose this is a land, and on this land I had built a house. It is now an attachment to the land, an annexation to the land. If I build underground tunnel in it is also an annexation to the land, above or under. So what does not include land? So it is very easy. What does not include land? I'll write grass 2 times because it is important to understand the concept. Suppose this is a land. So the grass on the land or the timber means the wood surface is not included in the land. The standing timber is not included in the land. I shall remove this. Benefits arise out of land. So what kind of benefits can you arise out of land? So there is a very easy concept. So take this as a land. On this land I done business. Take this land. On this land I done business. Take this land. On this land I have some trees. Take this land. On this land, under the land I had lokhand, means iron, or the land is secured with bank. So on 4 conditions the land's profit can be removed. So benefit out of land is, first, you can generate profit by doing business on it, or you can generate profit by collecting leaves or trees from it. By making some cultivation of land you can make profit, or you can dug the hole, a big hole in the land, and take the iron or minerals inside the land to take profit. Or the fourth thing is, you can give your land as a security. So we had covered this thing also. Things attached to land permanently. So what kind of things we can say attached to land permanently? It is very easy concept, but you have to take a very keen. So take this land. There is a timber, a small wooden timber placed inside the land. 2 timbers placed inside the land. and one mandap or uh, wedding ceremony is going on one side, and there is a tree on other side. So what kind of thing you can say that this tree is part of land or this mandap is part of land? The answer is very easy. The mandap or the temporary structure above the land for any ceremony or something is not a part of land, but the tree beside it is a part of land, because this tree has a roots which goes inside the land, but this thing has no roots inside the land. This tree is embedded in earth and is attached permanently to the earth. So we can just check our so we can just ask that how can we build a structure and set it permanent. So when I go when I give this example of this land to you, I have to I have to understand you that it is very easy. A building made on this land is permanently attached, so it is a part of land. Okay, it is permanently attached. Or a machinery you get and attach it permanently to land, when slightly attached to the land, it is a part of land. So doctrine of fixture, there is a doctrine which you can apply every time to say that it is land of say, the land the property is attached to land or not. If it is attached to land, it is a immovable property. If it is not attached to land, it is not a immovable property. So degree, movable property resting on land is not a land. Like a movable, I bring a box with me and just put on a land. So a person comes to me, hey, I said, what? I said, what? That person said to me, this box you placed on my land, now it's mine. Go and read title deed or transfer of property act. So I said to him that, hey, look, you are not a good man or not a wise man also. The land is an immovable property, but the movable property just resting on the land is not a immovable property. Even it is fixed to land even slightly, it is not an immovable property, it is a movable property. As in previous example, I just give you example of ceremony mandap. Mandaps are probably good and inside the land for permanent structure, but mostly the mandaps are not supposed to be a permanent structure, it is a temporary structure. So one person comes to me and asks me, hey, you had goes through this permanent structure, this temporary structure on my land. Is this temporary structure is immovable property? If it is immovable property, I had given this land to lease to someone. Go and ask him why you attached the land. I said to him that this structure is not an immovable property, it is a movable property. So what degree the land is attached and what is the purpose? So purpose of annexation may be for temporary stage, permanently attached to land. So in the same example of mandap and a building, whereas a building is attached to land for permanent use, but mandap is not attached to land for permanent use, it is just attached to land for temporary use. Thank you. We had completed the one part. Now we will complete the second part. So what is a transfer of immovable property? There is a definition which we have to understand thoroughly, because For understand any act, you have to understand the definitions first. Whereas it is a transfer, there is a difference between transfer and transmission. Okay, so I'll give you example. Person A has a immovable property in Chennai and he sell that immovable property to B. In this concept, A is alive, B is alive, and being alive, they are transferring the property. Being alive, if you are transferring a property, it is a transfer. For making transfer of a property, you have to be alive. A dead man cannot transfer property. There should be alive or living persons who can transfer the property. You understand a very concept of transfer of property act. And movable property, movable, I am saying movable property, your calculator can be sold by your father or mother even after you are dead. But your property cannot be sold easily. There should be an owner of property. Then what we will call a person who has dead, then his property, what should we call him? A dead person, when he transfer his property, it called transmission. It called transmission. It is not a transfer, it is a transmission. So now we will learn about transfer of immovable property. It is an act, it is an act, it is an act of living person conveys property in future present to one or more living persons. It include company AUI, BUI are living persons. So as I said to you, a living person can only conveys property in future or present to one or more living person. A living person should transfer property. A living person. A living person cannot transfer property to a dead person. It should be a living person. So what are the essential of valid transfer? The property must be transferable, not for unlawful object, not for disqualified person, not to only to a competent person, and transfer must be entitles property transferor. Okay, so I am give you example of this. Property must be transferable means there is a property A and it is in dispute. It is in dispute and court said do not transfer this property, do not transfer this property. It becomes an untransferable property. So second concept, unlawful object. An unlawful object, when you said unlawful object, it is a very easy when you say what understand what is a lawful object. A lawful object is under the law, which is not denying any law. अनलॉफुल ऑब्जेक्ट का मतलब होता है कि वो किसी लॉ को तोड़ता नहीं, तोड़ता है तो वो अनलॉफुल बन जाता है। लॉफुल का मतलब वो किसी भी लॉ को तोड़ता नहीं। तो भारत में जो भी हज़ारों लॉज है बने हुए, उसमें से किसी भी लॉ को उसे तोड़ना नहीं चाहिए। अगर वो तोड़ता है तो उस ट्रांसफ़र को वैलिड ट्रांसफ़र नहीं माना जाएगा। 1000 लॉज है इंडिया में। Not to disqualified person. Not to disqualified person means when you goes to a person and ask him what should you think about qualified person, how can be I a qualified person, you will say I am a chartered accountant or a MBA scholar, I am a qualified person. But it does not mean that qualification is always about educational qualification. It is already done in law that who is a qualified person. The disqualification includes some of the example of disqualified person are first lunatic person. Lunatic person. Second, so there is some person who is unsound mind. we can call him incompetent person, or a person who is bankrupt. So these are the example of corrupt disqualified person. So transferor must entitle the property. This is a very easy concept on first hand, but it is very difficult on real and practical basis. Sometimes the qualification or disqualification to learn from a person is very difficult. Sometimes a person A, person B, person C, three people said that this is my property and they want to sell that to D person. Now D gives money to C and B and A goes to court and said that this was my property, money should come to me. These are the cases. What are the ways of transfer? There is no type of transfer. We can call it types of transfer, but it is very crucial and understandable if we say it is a way of transfer. Let it sale, mortgage, charge, lease, and gift. These are the 5 ways you can transfer property. First, you can transfer property by sale. Sale should be there when ownership obligation is good. When you say that there is a sale, the sale will be done as an obligation of ownership. You transfer the ownership. But in a mortgage, charge, lease, you does not transfer the ownership. Only in sale and gift there is a transfer of ownership is there. So in mortgage, a transfer of interest is there for securing advance money. In charge, there is a transfer of mortgage. A charge and a mortgage is a simple thing. Every charge is a mortgage, but every mortgage is not a charge. Why we can say this? Because every charge, when you done a charge, it is a legal procedure to done a charge. And when you done a charge, that charge is a public charge, has a public record. So take this example from me. Take this example. There is a person A who want rupees 10 lakh rupees. Rupees 10 lakh. He have two ways. First, he can goes to bank and ask for 10 lakh rupees for mortgage of this property, or he can goes to a personal loan and ask for a property and gives charge to the property. When you mortgage a property under bank, it does not mean always that bank will show that property in public records. Sometimes bank allow the property to sell after permission, but in case of charge, the person should be. Banks have a wide network and can share their information to another bank that this property is under charge. Suppose that the person get 10 lakh rupees from there and furthermore he want to sell the charge, then he can make frauds in charge but not in he can make frauds in mortgage but not in charge. I hope you understand what I am saying. Thank you. There is a lease and there is a gift. When gift is irrefutable means impossible to deny. When Dhoni gives acceptance, however, if Dhoni dies before giving acceptance, then it is not valid. So we will understand what is a gift. Gift is an irrefutable thing. When Dhoni gives acceptance, however, if Dhoni dies before giving acceptance, then it is not a valid concept. How can a transfer effectuate? Immovable property and movable property have different way of transfer. In case of movable property, you can just give a registered deed or possession of deed. But in case of immovable property, it should be written, registered, and in front of two witnesses. So think about going to a store and taking a mobile. So take this. He goes to a store, a mobile store, and goes and just get a new iPhone. But when you get iPhone, there is a condition you have to carry two witness to the mobile shopping. The two witness will sign on that phone that this phone was sold to this person. No, you just go and take a receipt, and against that receipt you can claim all the damages. But in case in land, when you sell a land, person A sells the land to B, there should be a C and D present for as a witness. Thank you for all to understand and follow my lectures. Do like and subscribe, or it is not good because it is an educational channel. Thank you to all.